in the London Independent. If you were to gather all of the world's cats, dogs, pigs, and cows, one animal would still outnumber all of these put together. Even adding rats to the mix, a certain domestic fowl still dominates in number. Chickens, the most plentiful and impactful bird on the planet, which has been impacting mankind in many ways since the beginning of time. Without the chicken, all of our lives would be very different. I, myself, am very familiar with chickens, being a 6-time county fair chicken showman champion. I am very familiar with chickens and have always been fascinated by the many ways and the many wonders that they hold. Today, I would like to inform you upon the history of the chicken. To do this, we will be highlighting and egg-splaining the chickens since ancient times, the global expansion of the chicken, and the modern chicken that we have today. Since the beginning of time, the chicken has majorly exceeded the expectations of mankind. Chickens are largely believed to have originated in India, but their expansion occurred so rapidly that their remains can be found on nearly every continent. Chickens first began being domesticated by the people who lived in Asia, Europe, and Africa. They were domesticating these chickens for the purpose of cockfighting, which is a sport observed by humans where chickens fight each other to the death. Now, this crude and foul play was to be only the beginning of the chicken's discovery and their usefulness. The chicken is a very diverse and adaptable bird. Not only does it reproduce remarkably fast, but it can also benefit its owner in many ways. On average, hens are able to produce a new egg every 36 hours. When a chicken has reached a prime age, or when it was no longer able to produce eggs, the chicken could be killed and used for meat. Chicken was a very versatile and easy to acquire meat, which led to the rise in popularity for chickens in ancient times. Chickens, however, were not only implemented for their utility, but they were also seen in various spiritual rituals. For example, Roman legions would bring chickens along with them, and they would use the appetites of the chickens to test whether or not a battle would hold good fortune. A good appetite meant that victory could be assured. According to a Smithsonian article by Adler and Lawler, a consul once consulted his legion's chickens before a naval battle to determine its outcome. Becoming outraged because his chickens were not eating, he soon threw his chickens overboard. Needless to say, the Roman fleet was utterly destroyed. Years later, the global expansion of the chicken led to the chicken's impact spreading all over the place. The chicken began to rapidly expand throughout many nations after its discovery and domestication. But a time of vast expansion occurred during the 1800s and 1900s. During this time, people not only used the chicken to sustain their own families, but began branching out and using its produce to sell and produce a profit. According to the National Chicken Council, research on vitamin D led to increased chicken production during this time due to its effect on chicken production. Chicken breeding was now better implemented. With a better understanding of genetics, scientists were able to produce more meat-hardy chickens that were efficient in their consumption and massive in their meat production. Chickens were now used for many more purposes. Science was able to crack many of the chicken's secrets, giving way to many uses of the chicken, which leads us up to the present time. Today, the modern chicken has many egg-plications. Chickens can now be bred solely through science. Science has produced the perfect meat chicken, which, as you can see, looks something like this. The broiler, which is a little disturbing because, as you can see, it's slightly disproportionate. This is due to its meat-hardy nature and that it's trying to produce the maximum amount of meat with the minimum amount of chicken, I guess. These creatures are cooped in mass quantities inside large poultry facilities. Other breeds of chickens are bred for other purposes, such as the sex-linked chicken, which is known for its egg-laying capabilities. These chickens are able to lay an egg every 25 hours, as opposed to the average 36, which is much faster. Other breeds have been bred for other purposes, such as beauty and uniqueness. For example, we have the Seabright, the Polish, and the Phoenix. The Phoenix chicken's rooster's tail feathers never stop growing, and the Guinness World Record for the Phoenix tail length of its feathers is 36 feet. So, With today's technology, the chicken's use extends far beyond meat and eggs. For example, chicken's feathers can be ground up and used for a variety of products, including makeup, car parts, diapers, running shoes, and a variety of other plastic products. Science is progressing further and further, allowing us to tap into even more utility of the chicken. The chicken is already a highly efficient animal, but who knows how much more efficient it could become in the future. The chicken's history can be summarized by looking at the ancient chicken, the global expansion of the chicken, and the modern chicken we have today. Having such a drastic impact on the state of our lives, chickens reign supreme as the world's most important bird. There's no need to walk on eggshells around the chicken's crowing dominance in society. Although you shouldn't count your chickens before they hatch, you can count on chickens always being there to take care of us, especially in our times of greatest need.